Found a way to. Oh, sorry. Yep. Found a way to win a Big 12 series. That's always the goal going into the weekend. Take a series. If you got a chance to sweep a series, that's obviously special. But felt like our offense got going a little bit. Our offense has been okay, but a little bit clunky. I feel like we're on swing mode where we're having less quality at bats throughout the course of the game, and we're swinging more, which is okay if you're landing on the screws, but we've just been okay. But tonight we racked up 11 hits, 6 runs, had some really big swings and some homers. Kind of felt like we got the momentum going again offensively. We have less options right now. Guzman is out. Gavin Kelly rolled his ankle. So a few less options, so we need the guys that are in there to be good. Every time that Van Kimpen has pitched, we've been winning games, and he threw the ball great. 4 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, 2 walks. Part of him coming out of the games recently has been that we have good options in the bullpen, and so we want to get to that. So if guys aren't really crisp and really cooking, oftentimes we'll give the ball to a bullpen arm. Reese has been so good. He went 4 innings, 3 hits, ended up being a couple runs, but really has been so good for us. Reese needs a little bit of time off. He pitched 3 times last week, and then today he threw 72 pitches. So we've been riding that guy, so he's definitely needs to have Saturday, Sunday, Monday off at the absolute least. Carson Estridge came in a really big spot. He's awesome because he's always super intense. I don't think he knows what the score is. Up 10, down 10, weather conditions, none of it matters. He is always attacking hitters, and he has a look in his eye like he wants to compete, and he's excited, and he feeds off the energy of the crowd. The bigger the moment, the better Carson Estridge is, and so it's just so fun to watch that kid compete. He is truly in the moment as good of anybody that I've ever seen. He is so excited to compete for the Mountaineers. So for me, it makes me proud watching that kid. But good win. We got a job to finish tomorrow.
So using Yoke before Reese, is that to try to get an extra inning and then you're thinking Reese will go the rest of the way? Or is that you're trying to get as much out of Yoke as you can?
Yeah, just my gut. I didn't think it was realistic to be able to have Bassinger run the table, and I think I was right. But you never know how a guy's body is going to react and how it's going to do. Reese also had kind of a neck strain yesterday. We've all had it where you wake up in the morning and you can't move your head. That's what Reese had. And so I was trying to give Yoke a situation. It was a big part of the game, trying to give Yoke a situation where if he started cooking and he was throwing strikes, maybe he could clip off a couple innings, and then we'd feel really good about Bassinger finishing the game. With young guys, in these moments, there are no easy games left, right? And so you get opportunities and you hope they take advantage of them. And Yoke is more than capable. And I had an extremely short leash. I think he threw 2 pitches. It's just as a reliever, you get in there, you either attack the zone or you don't. And the next man gets the opportunity. So we're going to keep finding ways to get Bryant Yoke the ball because he's the future here. He's Chase Meyer-esque talent-wise. And so the way you figure it out is by getting out there and having failures, and he's been having more failure than success, but he's the best kid, man. He's nails. He's going to figure it out for us. He also has, after you go to stuff, then you go to trust and reliability, and that's Bassinger, and he did what he did. But even that inning, Bassinger didn't give up a run. It was first and second, no outs. To not give up a run, it's almost insane. It's not even fair to expect that out of somebody. He's like been a cheat code for us a little bit, how good he's been.
With Carson obviously making the transition from starters to reliever, but then the next step in that, is it possible that he becomes a guy that can pitch back-to-back games, things like that? And how do you work him, exercise him to make him ready for that?
Yep, that's where we're at now. We'll probably find out tomorrow, I would imagine, because you can't have a shorter outing than 8 pitches. And he's not a guy who's done that extremely well in the past with back-to-back outings. So it's been a conflicting desires for me. We wanted a guy that's in the bullpen because he's so good in those big moments, but hasn't always bounced back the best and being able to hold his velo from back-to-back days. But he's put on about 20 pounds. He's bigger, faster, stronger. He's a junior. He wants the ball. He knows he's capable of those big moments. So after 8 pitches, it's like you probably roll the dice and find out how that dude bounces back tomorrow.
From your perspective, how jarring is it for hitters when Estridge goes 92 with the fastball to 68 with the breaking ball? Like, is that what makes him so good?
Yeah, massive velocity split. There's something to the fact that in big moments, a slow pitch sometimes plays better. It feels like if you're a Sunday game and it's a 1-1 game in the 4th, it's like the energy is a little bit lower, and all the guys call it the big one, and they say, throw them the big one. And it's usually 68, 69 miles an hour after 92 to 94. And so just that, the ability to, as a hitter, to cover 68 to 93, it's just a massive velocity split. So it's hard. You have to basically sit on one of those pitches or the other one will beat you, it feels like. And so I think that is a huge advantage for him. And just the tighter the situation, the louder the crowd, hitters can get some tension in their hands. And these are young guys. We were talking about it with Jed at the end of the game. And I was like, in the big leagues, you just have 500 at-bats and the game's super boring. And if someone throws you a slow pitch, you spit on it or you hit it. It's just a little bit less. But younger kids, big moments, there's usually some heart rate associated with that.
Coach, Cincinnati, go ahead.
This might be an unfair question, especially right after a game. But
It's who you are, man.
with Reese and Jack when he was in the bullpen, and Carson and Joe Fredericks last year threw in some big spots, and all these different guys we have, Chase Meyer as well. Is this the most high leverage guys you all had in the bullpen maybe in your time here?
Yeah, well, I mean, it's been day after day, right? It's unrealistic what they're doing at this point. It's like, oh, first and second, no outs, 3 strikeouts, double play ball, bases loaded against Oklahoma State, 2 outs, Bryant Yoke strike out the best hitter in the league. Like every guy that's coming in these big spots, we were almost taking it for granted, right? It's like 2-1 in the 6th, huge moment, bring in somebody new, yeah, we're out of it, right? And so it's been unbelievable the preparation that our pitching coaches have done to get the players to that spot to handle those moments. But the kids are just thriving in those big situations consistently, right? Like for what we've done record-wise, there's been 100 opportunities where like somebody could fold and you're like, oh, we lost the game. Guy folded, hit a guy in the head and then gave up a double, and that's the ball game. It just hasn't happened. Like the guys really continue to answer in big moments, and all those relievers that you just mentioned are a big piece of it. And maybe a bigger piece of it is the buy-in, because there's a lot of kids that grew up wanting to be starting shortstops. There's also a lot of kids that wanted to be starting pitchers, and there's so much culture side and buy-in that's required to be a dude and want the ball in those moments and not be fighting yourself or the coaches or what my role is. Like roles, you can throw that stuff to the trash if you want to be a good team. Like that doesn't mean anything. We've had Estridge start and close in middle relief, and Bassinger has came in the 3rd and in the 9th, and Yoke hadn't pitched for a while, then he finds himself in a huge moment. So yeah, the leverage is probably an indicator of the kid's makeup. Like it's the right makeup that's on the mound.
Coach, Cincinnati is one of the best teams at getting on base, but also capitalizing and getting a lot of steals. You've been able to keep them at bay in both those regards. How important has that been in getting the first 2 wins of the series?
It's huge. It's what that team does. And so you saw yesterday, Cross is one of the best hitters in the league. It was 1st and 2nd, and they bunted him. And so he's safe at first, but it also is not a 3-run homer. And so they have a single and they scored 2. And so that's what they do tonight. Vidoric has 9 home runs and 16 extra base hits. And it was 1st and 2nd, and they bunted to 3rd, and we threw him out at 1st. So that's just more their philosophy of keep passing the stick and wait until a defense screws up the game. And we haven't screwed up the game yet. We've been under control. We've thrown strikes. We've handled the ball for the most part. We can always have places to improve, but we did we did severely move in our third baseman since those bunts, and we just said if they're going to beat us, make them beat us a different way. Like, let's not let them bunt 10 times in a game and be safe, because they are unbelievable at it. Like, they place the bunt as good as anybody, and so we said if they want to hit a line drive past us or a ground ball past us, we're going to tip our cap and get beat a different way.
If you've seen the evolution of Grant as a defensive player, the home runs get the attention. What have been a couple of the keys that have made him go from a really good first baseman to best one in the league, I think?
He might be the best first baseman in the nation. I would really vote he's probably the best first baseman in the nation. He goes unnoticed a little bit, but there's usually 2 or 3 picks a game. There's usually 2 foul pops a game. He's always in tune with the pitchers on pickoffs. And then he makes the spectacular play on top of the routine play. You just go back and throughout the course of the year, like, I would really like to put together a highlight film of first base for the future of our teams, just saying this is kind of the standard. If you want to be a great defensive first baseman, you can make all these plays. But he's a little bit ballerina-ish around the bag with bad throws, high, low, in between. His feet move around the bag. It's incredible to watch. And I think sometimes folks think of a first baseman as a hit first power position, but it's a little bit different because that particular infielder handles the ball more than anybody, right? They handle the ball more than anything. So if you have a guy with great hands that can handle the ball, I think it's another part of the reason we've been winning a lot, and it goes a little bit unnoticed. But I think the evolution has just been he enjoys it, he likes it, he works hard at it every day. It is one of those natural things that has come a little bit easier for him, where he just keeps getting better because he likes it. He enjoys going to the field and taking ground balls. It's kind of like watching a guy go play golf every day. Like, he goes up to early work and he does the same thing every day, and he makes every throw accurately, and he picks a million balls. And it's special to watch him train. It's not like a high effort, I'm working my butt off. It's kind of like going for a car ride through the countryside. Like, that's what that guy looks like when he's training defensively. It's just like a nice day. So effortless defender.
38 games in, your second 13-game win streak. The fact that these guys seem to not even remember the first one, what does that tell you about this group and kind of the way that it's been able to move forward from any success to keep seeking more?
Really process-oriented group that I think they're on a mission to do something special. And we don't talk a lot about the wins. We talk about why we're winning games. That's been the focus. Today's message after the game was just we're winning games because we're making plays and we're making pitches and we're making good reads and we have a good approach. And if you lose games, it's because of that. I think it's just a reminder that you don't win because you're superhuman or you're so much talented. We won because Hussey made a great play on defense, and Reinhardt hit a 2-strike fastball up the middle and then scooped a slider for a homer, and Logan had a great 2-strike at bat where he hit a home run. We're winning because of the individual efforts inside of the game. So I do think it's easy to fall in love with yourself and become complacent and say, we're winning because we're just so much better and we're so much more talented. And that's just not the case. There's very talented teams in this league. And so I think those kids have bought in to what we're doing and work every day to get better. And the truth is, probably over the last 3 games, we've been good, but we haven't been great. And I think the kids have enough feel to actually know that and not say, coach is being a jerk and wants us to do better. I think the kids actually know I can lock down my at-bats a little bit more. I can field the ball a little bit better. I can handle the ball. So they show up to work and try to get better most days. So I think that's just different. That's hard to teach. I think that's a special aspect of this group.
Thanks.
Yep, thanks, guys.
Thank you, Coach.